Jayo Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jai Gopi Janna Vallabha Girivaradari Yashodanandana Vraja Janaranjana Yashodanandana Vraja Janaranjana Jamuna Tira Vanachari Jamuna Tira Vanachari Jayo Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Gopi Janna Vallabha Girivaradari Yashodanandana Vraja Janaranjana Jamuna Tira Vanachari Jamuna Tira Vanachari Jayo Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Jayo Radha Madhava Radha Madhava Radhe Jayo Radhe Jayo Radhe Jayo Radhe Jayo Shri Radhe Jayo Gauranitai 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 Jai Gauranitai Jai Jai Prabhupada, 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 Jai Prabhupada. Nitai Gaur Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nitai Gaur Hari Bol. हरिनाम संकीर्तन की जय। ओम ज्ञानतिमिरन्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूप कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकं। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरो श्रीयुतः पदकमलं श्रीगुरोन् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातां सहगना रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनासहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधा कृष्णपादान् सहगना ललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितंश्च। नमो ओं विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदांत स्वामीति नामिने। नमस्ते सरस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्यदेशतारिणे। वंचाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्येव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंदा। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। Hare Krishna. So very happy to be amidst all of you all. My special gratitude and thanks to Vishal Prabhu, Karishma Vatji for kindly hosting me here, to Govinda Mataji for showing a lot of love and affection for all this time, to Himangi Mataji and to all of you all. Very happy to be at Dubai and get this opportunity to serve all of you all in some way. So I've known them for almost like less than a year, but it already feels that I've been knowing them for ages now. So it's my honor to be here. So today, as all of you all are planning to go on this Mayapur Yatra in March, so today is like a class that will orient us for that Yatra. Introduction to Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, a little about Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, about Mayapur Dham, and also what is the mood to enter the Holy Dham and why we enter this Holy Dham. So we will try to do all these topics in an hour or so. So as Govinda Mataji explained, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in Chaitanya Charitamrita, when he met Srila Sanatan Goswami, one of our great acharyas, at Varanasi, he explained to Sanatan Goswami the process of bhakti. So just like, we have various processes in this world. We have science teachers, educators here. So science is basically a set of process. You follow step 1, step 2, step 3, and you get a result. Similarly, bhakti is also a science, the science of devotional service. So the end result is we want to achieve Krishna, we want to achieve God, we want to achieve that perfection, experience love of God. So there's a certain process. And all the great acharyas in our line, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, so they give us this process step by step, how we can achieve that goal. In Vedic scriptures, there are 3 parts to it. Sambandha, Abhideya, Prayojan. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu explains these teachings. Sambandha means understanding who we are, that I am a spirit soul, understanding who God is, understanding more about ourselves and about God. This is called sambandha. So once you have a theoretical understanding, you have to follow a certain process. That process is called abhideya. Philosophy is just not meant to be understood, it is meant to be applied. So the process of abhideya is the process of bhakti. So Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu explains 64 aspects of bhakti, 64 limbs of bhakti, many aspects, out of which 5 are very important. 5 very powerful forms of bhakti. One is sadhu sangha, association of devotees. All of us have become devotees because of the association of devotees. Prabhuji, before the program, I was just talking to Prabhuji. Prabhuji, what's your good name, Prabhuji? Shri Krishna? Wow. Mahaprabhu's mercy is there already. Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu. What a beautiful name. So Prabhuji's touch in Krishna consciousness happened when he was 3 years old. Can you imagine this? From Mauritius, when he was 3 years old, he met some devotee. In front of him, there was a devotee and a dog was chasing him. So Prabhuji called this devotee in his house and just see, he's become a devotee now. So everything is sadhu sangha. Sadhu sangha, sarva shastra kahe, lavamatra sadhu sangha, sarva siddhi hoye. So this is the first very powerful form of bhakti, association of devotees. So therefore, Srila Prabhupada started ISKCON. Who in the world would have ever believed that there would be an ISKCON center in Dubai? Flourishing, so many devotees here. Why did Prabhupada start this society? So that everyone can get sadhu sangha. So this is the first form. The second is Nama Kirtan, chanting. Association, the second is chanting. Chanting is also very important. We will discuss more in detail about chanting on Saturday. So if we cover everything today, then attendance on Saturday will be less. So something for Saturday. So on chanting, we will discuss on Saturday. Very important part of bhakti. The third very important aspect is Bhagavad Shravan. Reading Gita Bhagavad on a regular basis. Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya. Association you may have once a week, like a place in Dubai. Weekdays are quite busy. So weekends. So, but in the weekdays, how do you stay in association? Through books. So reading Gita Bhagavad is something that is very important. Every day, at least a little. So this is the third part. Sadhu Sangha, Nama Kirtan, Bhagavad Shravan. The fourth is Shri Murtira Seva, Shri Vigraha Seva. So worshipping deities of Krishna, if not deities, at least a picture of Krishna. So we understand that at Supreme Lord, he has a personal form and he is called Krishna. So having this personal form of Krishna, either in a deity form or in a picture form, going and offering flowers to Krishna, doing an arti or offering bhoga to Krishna is also a very important and a powerful aspect of bhakti. It purifies the heart very quickly. So the fourth aspect, Sadhu Sangha, Nama Kirtan. What is the third? Bhagavad Shravan. Fourth is Shri Vigraha Seva. And the fifth is called Mathura Vas. Mathura Vas means staying in a holy place. Ideally, we all should be staying in Vrindavan, Mayapur. But we are all in Dubai and different places. But Prabhupada explains, at least once a while, we should be able to go to holy places. Whenever we get this opportunity. Mathura Vas. Going and touching holy places and coming. Why we have to go to holy places? Because, see, staying in our own areas, our own cities, we perform a certain level of bhakti. But when you go to a holy place, your bhakti will become very strong and very powerful. Because the vibrations are like that. Dubai has its vibrations, isn't it? Goa has its vibrations. But when you go to Vrindavan, when you go to Mayapur, the vibrations are completely different. Because that Supreme Lord, as Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, as Krishna, personally performed pastimes there. In Ayodhya, Lord Ramachandra. So that Bhumi is so powerful because that Lord, the Supreme Lord has walked in that place. All his great associates have walked. And for centuries, thousands and thousands of years, great devotees have been sitting and chanting there, doing their bhajan there. So that place has very divine vibrations. So when you go and touch that place, automatically you feel very, very recharged. Because in a worldly city, even in a place like Dubai, we practice bhakti, but the amount of materialism is so much that you get drained very soon. So we need to regularly, at least once a while, go and recharge our batteries in spiritual places, like the holy place. So Srila Prabhupada especially gave us Mayapur and Vrindavan. There are many, many holy places in the land of India, n number of holy places. You can keep going on and on throughout your life, you'll never finish. But for Gaudiya Vaishnavas, 3 holy places are very, very important. Vrindavan Dham, Mayapur and Jagannath Puri. So these 3 are the most holy places for all of us. So visiting holy places in the association of devotees. Bhakti Vinod Thakur, one of our great acharyas, in his bhajan he mentions, Gaur Amara Jesab Sthane, Korolo Brahmana Range, Sesab Sthana Heribho Ami Pranai Bhakta Sange. So Bhakti Vinod Thakur in this beautiful bhajan, he explains, wherever the Supreme Lord performed pastimes, whichever land he touched with his lotus feet, Bhakti Vinod Thakur says, I want to visit those places, but not alone. Pranai Bhakta Sange, in the association of devotees. You all can definitely make a personal trip to all these holy places, but when you go in association, it is a completely different level. Because when you go alone, you may see the place, but how much can you appreciate that place? So when you go in association of devotees, like-minded devotees, who all have that one desire. So when you go to a holy place, our mood is not sightseeing. Because the holy place, you can't see with your eyes. Therefore, hearing is something that is very important. Why this session is organized, and even when you go to the holy Dham, you will have katha on the holy places. Because only when you hear, you'll be able to appreciate that place. You may see a body of water, a kunda. You may think, what is this body of water? But when you hear the stories connected to this place, this is what happened here. You will see that same body of water in a different way. So going to holy places in association of devotees is something that is very, very important and a very crucial and a very important aspect in the path of bhakti. Tirth yatras, right? We'll find that even Lord Balaram did Tirth yatras, Lord Nityananda did Tirth yatras, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu went to South India on a Tirth yatra. So this principle of going to Tirth yatras to experience that higher connection, to experience that purpose of life is something that is very, very important to surcharge our spiritual batteries. So going to the yatra actually starts when you decide to go to a yatra. So you all may be wondering, why are we doing the class now? We should be doing it later. This class is there now so that the next 1 or 2 months, you all can be in Mayapur consciousness. You can get excited and be ready for the Dham. We are going to go to Mayapur for how many? 6 days, 5 days, whatever it is. And there the time will click very fast. But if you can mentally prepare yourself, you can actually make the maximum benefit of that time there. So a yatra starts as soon as you decide you want to go to a yatra. Previous times, nowadays you have all these facilities of flights and everything. Previously, if you have to go to a yatra, you have to walk it up. You have to walk it up. You find in Chaitanya Charitamrita, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu from Bengal is coming to Jagannath Puri, walking. From Jagannath Puri is going to Vrindavan, walking. Months and months and months walking. So now the facilities are more, but it is also our duty to keep our consciousness very proper so that we can get the maximum benefit of a Dham Yatra. Right? So you'll find Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he always had a desire to go to Vrindavan. Wherever he was always in Vrindavan consciousness. Always thinking about Vrindavan, always looking for the opportunity to go to Vrindavan. And Chaitanya Charitamrita explains, when Mahaprabhu actually made the trip to Vrindavan, he was so excited. Even in Jagannath Puri, you think of Vrindavan. But when he was actually going to Vrindavan, his love for Krishna, that Krishna Prem increased hundreds of times. As he is nearing Vrindavan, Jarikand forest, it increased all the more. When he reached Mathura, his excitement, his anticipation to see Vrindavan increased a million times. And actually, when he was wandering into Vrindavan, he was super excited on the highest level. In the same Bhagavatam, you have the example of Akruraji. You have heard the story of Akrura? Akrura was one of the uncles of Krishna. Kansa, the demon, sent Akrura to Vrindavan. Go and get Krishna Balaram. I want to kill them. So the Bhagavatam explains Akrura, his journey to Vrindavan. What was the journey? As soon as Kansa told him, go to Vrindavan, Akrura was so happy. See, these holy places, Prabhupada would often say, you can't go to these holy places with just booking a ticket. It's not that easy. Until the Dham calls you, you will not be able to go there. Only if that mercy is there, you'll be able to go step into a holy place. So Akruraji was so happy that Krishna is calling me to Vrindavan. The journey between Mathura to Vrindavan, it's a very short journey. But that journey itself, Akruraji was doing it so excitedly, so happy. The same 10th canto of Bhagavatam, you have the story of Sudamaji. You have heard of Sudama? Sudama was Krishna's best friend. So Krishna was staying in Dwarka. After Krishna got married and settled, he was in Dwarka. Sudama was in a place called Porbandar. That's also in Gujarat. All these places, you can actually visit these places. So Sudama, his wife told Sudama, please go to Dwarka. They were very poor, go and ask Krishna something. Sudama didn't want to ask anything from Krishna. But he thought, at least I'm getting to go to a Dham to see Krishna. So Sudama, he walked from Porbandar to Dwarka. He was so happy, so blissful, continuously. He was so poor at home. But just the thought that I'm going to a Dham, I'm going to get to see Krishna, I was so happy. So the point is, right from now on, if you all can be excited and you all can hear more about Lord Chaitanya, read more about Lord Chaitanya, then the Dham will get revealed to you. See, as I told you, these holy places you can't see with your eyes. But when you have that kind of enthusiasm, that kind of mood, anticipation to enter, then Krishna, that experience of the Dham will be very, very meaningful and very soul touching to all of us. Right? So this is the mood in which we enter the holy Dham to get purified. To get purified and to advance in spiritual life much more, to rapidly make advancement. So I thought I'll tell you all a brief about just an introduction to Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, because most people know about Krishna. Many people have an understanding of Rama. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, many people don't have. I remember the first time in my school days, when I went to an ISKCON temple, the first time I went there, I think there were deities of Krishna Balaram, there were deities of Radha Krishna, I could connect. There was a deity of Gaur Nitai. Being from a South Indian family, I knew all the avatars of Krishna. I was wondering, who is this Gaur Nitai? I've never heard of anything like this. It took time for me to understand Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So I thought I'll give you all a little brief about introduction to Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and more we will see, as we go to the Dham there. So the Vedic scriptures explain the definition of God. Aishwaryasya samagrasya Viryasya yashasha shriya Jnana vairagayaschaiva Shanan bhaga itingana. Parashar Muni, who is the father of Vyasdev, one of the great authorities, he gives a definition of God. So he says, anyone who has 6 qualities, 6 gunas in full, attributes in full, such a person is God. What are the 6 things? Beauty, wealth, beauty, knowledge, power, strength, then renunciation, and one more is fame. These 6 things, anyone who has in full, he is God. So if you study any historical personality, any of the gods and goddesses, you will come to the conclusion that Krishnastu Bhagavan Swayam. There's only one person who fits into this definition, and that is Krishna. Speaking about the wealth of Krishna, Krishna, he is the master of Lakshmi. So Lakshmi means the goddess of wealth. So Krishna, one of the names of Krishna is Madhava. He is the master lord of Lakshmi. So Krishna has unlimited wealth. When he was in Dwarka, married to 16,108 wives, each of the wife had a palace. Palace of marble, gold. We were in gold soup today. Yeah, you can see so much gold there. Can you imagine? And this itself is like mesmerizing. Can you imagine what Dwarka was? Everything gold, marble, top class. So this was Krishna's wealth. And then Krishna's beauty. Krishna was so beautiful. No one could match Krishna's beauty. Even Lakshmi, she wanted to participate in Ras Leela. Even she was attracted to Krishna's beauty. And Krishna's beauty never fades with time. In this world, someone may be beautiful, but then with time it fades away. Krishna is Nava Yovanam Cha. Eternally beautiful. His beauty never fades away. And the third aspect is strength. When Krishna was just 6 days old, he killed the first demoness, Putana. Small child. It's not that Krishna expanded himself. Small child he killed. 7 years old, Krishna lifted Govardhan. That Parvat is still there. Devotees still do parikrama. This was the strength of Krishna. Effortless. And Prabhupada would say, one of the disciples of Srila Prabhupada, he was a painter. He drew Govardhan Leela. And he showed Krishna, Krishna lifting Govardhan with all muscles and triceps, biceps, whatever. Prabhupada said, this cannot be Krishna. Krishna didn't have to exert himself to lift Govardhan. Just like a child lifts a mushroom, that way Krishna lifted. And that too for 7 days, 7 nights, effortlessly. This is Krishna's strength. Then Krishna's fame. Krishna is so famous. So famous. Even till now, Krishna is so famous. Now in India, Kumbh Mela is going on. That's the latest everywhere, Kumbh Mela. This Kumbh Mela is connected to one Leela of Krishna, one of the avatars of Krishna, Mohini Murti. When this Samudra Manthan Leela happened, she was taking this pot of nectar going around, and this nectar falls in 4 different places. 40 crore people going to hit Kumbh Mela, just to experience that nectar. And connected to Krishna Leela. Jagannath Puri, Rath Yatra, Jagannath Ji is Krishna. Rath Yatra, like 20 lakhs people on that road. So people are just mad for Krishna even now. Krishna is still famous. You may have heroes of this world, but their fame just dies away. But Krishna is ever famous. And something interesting is, even if Krishna does something wrong, he becomes famous. Krishna ran away from the battlefield. There was a demon called Kaliyaman and Krishna ran away. There's a temple of Krishna in Gujarat called Ranachod Rai in Dakor. You have been there? Okay? Good. Ranachod Rai. So Krishna's fame, eternally famous. And then Krishna's knowledge in the form of Bhagavad Gita. It's not that Krishna had some notes in front of him. I have to speak Bhagavad Gita and it's going to go on for the next 5,000 years. So let me refer to some notes. Just spontaneous. On the battlefield of Kurukshetra, just spontaneous. Arjuna was asking, Krishna was speaking. 5,000 years later, still people are trying to find out, understand deeper meanings of Bhagavad Gita. You can read that book millions of times and you'll find newer and newer meanings to it. Krishna's knowledge and Krishna's renunciation. Even though Krishna has all these things, generally in this world, if someone is beautiful, someone is powerful, someone is rich, all these things bring ego with it. I am special, I am better, isn't it? You'll find anyone who has any of this, even to a small extent, more than the others, they are always proud, they want to boast it. You can see the attitudes in them. But Krishna, with all these things, he has all these 5 qualities: strength, beauty, knowledge, fame, opulence, everything in full. to the highest extent. But Krishna is still very humble, very renounced. The greatest renunciate. And you find examples of Krishna's renunciation, humility everywhere. In the battlefield of Kurukshetra, Krishna has become the chariot driver of Arjuna. Chariot driver is like very low post. Krishna is ready to do that. Right? And as Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Krishna, the same Krishna as Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, is ready to take to the renounced order of life. He becomes a sannyasi. He wanders around in the land of India, embracing the spirit of renunciation. So the scriptures explain, Krishna comes in this world, he performs all these beautiful pastimes. Why does Krishna come in this world? Why does Krishna come here?
Take that back to give a glimpse of.
Yeah, very good. So Krishna comes here to give us a glimpse of the spiritual world. Krishna has his advertisement department. Okay? Sometimes Krishna does it personally and sometimes Krishna's devotees do it. So Krishna comes to advertise. Baba, come. Dubai is good, but the spiritual world is better. Come to the spiritual world. Krishna is coming to encourage all of us, inspire all of us. Through his leelas and through his instructions. One of the instructions of Krishna is the Bhagavad Gita. Right? That is Krishna's message to all of us, please come back to me. Right? So Krishna spoke the Bhagavad Gita. Krishna did his best. He performed all his pastimes to attract all our hearts. He gave a beautiful message of Gita and Krishna Leela ended. Krishna goes back to the spiritual world. So after going back to the spiritual world, he was trying to find out how much my avatar has made an impact. Like you do na, after a project, you, what is that called? You do like an analysis of
performance indicator.
Yeah, performance. How your performance has been. Has it been good, bad? So Krishna was thinking in the spiritual world, this Krishna thinking. We have three very important books. One is Bhagavad Gita, one is Bhagavatam, and one is Chaitanya Charitamrita. Bhagavad Gita is what God speaks. Bhagavad Gita is literally the song of God. Bhagavatam is what God does. What God does is Bhagavatam. Chaitanya Charitamrita is what God thinks. So, our scriptures, our acharyas have given us such access. The Western world, they know God is great. But we know what God speaks, what God does, and what God thinks. We have access to that level. So after Krishna went to the spiritual world, from that point on, Chaitanya Charitamrita starts. After Krishna Lila. So Krishna is thinking that I've done all these pastimes, given these instructions, but still so many people have not taken up the process of bhakti. And Krishna was thinking, why? In the Gita, I've given a very clear message, please take up the process of bhakti, this is our duty. Then Krishna understood, people of Kali Yuga, very difficult for them to understand Gita. So Krishna decided, I have to go again. This time not as God, but as a devotee. To teach people how to follow Bhagavad Gita. Just like someone is, you're a teacher in a school. So when a teacher goes to a small, to teach primary children, you teach them writing, A, B, C, D. You write on the blackboard and the child has to copy. I mean, it's written on the blackboard, you have to just copy it on your book. But the child is so helpless, he or she can't even do that. So the teacher sometimes gets off the stage, holds the hand of the child and makes the child write A, B, C, D. Isn't it? So we are like that small kindergarten children. Krishna has spoken Bhagavad Gita, Sarva Dharman Parityajya, Mam Ekam Sharanam Vraja. We are not able to follow it. So Krishna understood, I have to go again. So the Chaitanya Charitamrita explains, Apani karimu bhakta bhav angikare, Apani achari bhakti sikai mo sabhare, Apane na kaile dharma shikana na yai, Eta siddhant Gita Bhagavate gai. So Chaitanya Charitamrita, this is Krishna thinking. So Krishna is thinking, I have to go again. But this time, I have to embrace the mood of a devotee. Because Krishna spoke, he did prachar of Bhagavad Gita. But prachar doesn't become effective until there is achar. So Krishna is thinking, I preach Bhagavad Gita, but I didn't show by example how to live according to Gita. So that same Krishna comes again as Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So Mahaprabhu is Krishna himself, but in the mood of a devotee. And the scriptures have many people have this question. I mean, ISKCON devotees may say Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is God, but where is the quotations in scriptures? Because how do you identify an avatar? It has to be referred in scriptures. If someone comes and tells you that I'm also an avatar, you have to ask him where you are mentioned, in which scripture are you mentioned, where it is. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, even though he is called Channa Avatar, hidden avatar, many people don't know about him, but the scriptures mention in detail about Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So the Bhagavatam mentions 11th canto of Bhagavatam. See, Mahaprabhu appeared when? 500 years ago. Okay? Bhagavatam was written 5000 years ago. But Bhagavatam already has a mention of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. It's Krishna Varnam Trisa Krishnam Sangopangar Saparchadam Yagge Sankirtana Prayar Yajantihi Sumedasa. 11th canto of Bhagavatam mentions Krishna will come again. 5000 years before, it's predicted about Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Krishna will come again, but not in the color of Krishna. What was Krishna's color? Black in color. Bluish black. Actually, not blue, black only. Krishna was blackish in color. So Krishna will come again, not in blackish complexion, but he will come in golden complexion. And he'll come with his associates, and then he will start the Sankirtan movement. Suvarna Varna Hemango Varangas Tandanangadi Sanyasakrit Shamashanta Nishta Shanti Parayana. This is Vishnu Sahasranam. You heard of Vishnu Sahasranam? So in Vishnu Sahasranam, this shloka comes that Suvarna Varna Hemango, Krishna will come in a golden form and he will take sannyas and preach this message. So there are many verses in scriptures which prove the authenticity of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Mahaprabhu is Krishna, but in the mood of a devotee. So this is one reason why Krishna comes as Mahaprabhu. What is the reason? To help conditioned souls so that they can practice bhakti. There is another reason, an internal reason why Krishna comes as Mahaprabhu. So Krishna, he understands everything. He is the, he is Sarvagya, he knows everything, he knows what a thought is going to be next, practically he knows everything. But there's one thing Krishna couldn't understand. And what was that? What Krishna couldn't understand? Yeah, he couldn't understand Srimati Radharani's love. How does Radharani have so much love for me? Krishna broke the heart of Radharani so many times in so many different ways, but Radharani is still mad after Krishna. So Krishna was thinking, there is something about her I am not able to understand. So he decides, I have to go in the mood of Radharani to understand her. The example is given, a bumblebee can taste honey of a flower. But can the flower taste its own honey? No. If the flower has to taste its honey, the flower has to become a bumblebee. So Krishna is that flower. All the devotees are like Madhumakki. They are like the bumblebees. All the devotees are tasting nectar from his lotus feet, but Krishna is bereft of it. I am not able to taste my own nectar. So he decides that I have to go as a devotee. And who can be a better devotee than Srimati Radharani? So Krishna, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is Krishna, but in the mood of Srimati Radharani and the color of Srimati Radharani. Color is also of Radharani, Gauravarna, Gaurangi, Tapta Kanchana, Gaurangi. Radharani is golden in color. And the mood is also of Srimati Radharani. So this is the internal reason why Mahaprabhu comes. So just like Krishna appeared in the Dham of Vrindavan, Krishna appeared in Mathura and then goes to Vrindavan. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu appeared in Navadvip Mayapur on, I think it was Let me see if I can get the date. It was Falgun Purnima. Yeah, it was Falgun Purnima that Lord Chaitanya appeared. God Purnima is coming very soon. Basically, holy time, Mahaprabhu appeared. So, it is explained that when Mahaprabhu appeared, when it was time for Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to appear, there is a cause through which he appeared. Just like, we have Krishna Leela, you have all the demigods and Brahma, because the demigods are suffering because of the atrocities of Kansa. They all go to Shir Sagar and pray to Vishnu that you please appear. And the Lord comes as Krishna. So similarly, just like the demigods and Brahmaji prayed sincerely and the Lord came as Krishna, similarly, one of the associates of Mahaprabhu, Advaitacharya, one of the members of the Panchatattva. So Advaitacharya, he prayed to Krishna very sincerely. Because in those days, Navadip, Mayapur, was not like what we saw. Before Mahaprabhu appeared, entire Mayapur was a materialistic place. Everyone would waste their money and time in useless things. The Chaitanya Bhagavat explains, Mayapur people those days were so materialistic, they would spend millions of rupees in getting 2 dogs married. I mean, they have nothing else to do. This is what they would do. So Advaita Acharya would have tears in his eyes. These people are just wasting their life. And he prayed to Krishna, worshipping a Shaligram Shila with Ganga Jal and Tulsi. You please appear. Only when you appear, the people in this world can be saved. So hearing the prayers of Advaita Acharya, Mahaprabhu appeared on Gaur Purnima Tithi. So on that particular year, when Mahaprabhu's descent was supposed to happen, Gaur Purnima is a full moon day. But it happened to be a lunar eclipse. Lunar eclipse. Grahan. Right? So in India, eclipses are considered to be very inauspicious. Inauspicious. Ashubh, not a good time. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu appeared in an inauspicious time. Means, how is this possible? Why did he choose this time? Because when something is inauspicious, people become scared. And what they do when they are scared? They pray. They chant. So Navadip was a materialistic place. No one ever chanted Krishna's name. No one ever chanted. But during this lunar eclipse, all these materialistic guys were very scared. So they all entered into Ganga, half submerged in Ganga, and they were all chanting Krishna's names. The entire Navadip was just filled with Harinam. And that is the point Mahaprabhu appeared. So Mahaprabhu's appearance itself, just the environment he chose to appear, shows why he has come, for what he has come. Mahaprabhu's appearance is only for one purpose: to give the entire world chanting of Hare Krishna. This is Mahaprabhu's message. Hare Nama, Hare Nama, Hare Namaiva Kevalam, Kalo Nasteva, Nasteva, Nasteva Gatir Anyata. So in this world, especially in Kali Yuga, there is no other way to achieve Krishna other than chanting. Iti Shodashaka Nam Nam Kali Kalmashanashanam Nata Paratara Upaya Sarva Vedesha Drishyate. Kali Santaran Upanishad says, there is no other way to achieve Krishna, to achieve that Supreme Lord, other than chanting Hare Krishna. So Mahaprabhu came in this world to give everyone Hare Krishna Mahamantra. Even before he started a Sankirtan movement, just the fact, in fact, even before his birth, during his birth, already there was holy name going on everywhere. So this is the mission of Mahaprabhu. His whole life was focused on one particular point: chanting Hare Krishna. Srila Prabhupada, Sachinandan Maharaj, one of our great sannyasi disciple of Srila Prabhupada, he mentions when Srila Prabhupada went to Germany, Prabhupada, he was speaking to a group of Germans, and Prabhupada told them, I have not come here to tell you all anything. Prabhupada is saying in a lecture, I've not come here to tell you all anything. I've just come here to request you all to chant Hare Krishna. That's it. So the entire essence of all the scriptures boils down to chanting Hare Krishna. So Mahaprabhu's appearance itself was for this purpose of chanting Hare Krishna. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu appeared in Navadip below a neem tree. Therefore, the ladies named him Nimai, out of great love. And something interesting was, because he was golden in color, he was called Gaur Hari. Why he was called Gaur Hari is because as a child, now Mahaprabhu is born, there was like a big celebration that in the house of Jagannath Mishra. Mahaprabhu's parents' name was Jagannath Mishra, Sachi Mata. This beautiful child has appeared. So as a child, he would cry as every child cries. And parents try everything to make the child quiet. That itself is like a big project for parents to make the children quiet. So when Mahaprabhu would cry, the elders tried everything. Gave him toys, gave him this, gave him that. He would continuously keep crying. Finally, the ladies thought, let us chant Hare Krishna. They started to do Harinam. Mahaprabhu was quiet. And they would chant for quite some time and then they stopped. As soon as they stopped, this baby would start crying. And they would start Kirtan, he would stop. As soon as they would stop, he would start crying again. So Mahaprabhu, even before starting Sankirtan, he made all of them do Sankirtan. Compulsory. So they named this boy Gaur Hari, because this boy is constantly chanting Hari Hari, chanting the names of Krishna. The grandfather of Mahaprabhu, Mahaprabhu's mother is Sachi Mata, her father was a great astrologer. So Nilambar Chakravarti in Mayapur, their house is still there in a place called Belpukur. So Nilambar Chakravarti, he came to do the astrological chart for this boy. And he was so stunned seeing this. This boy is not an ordinary boy. He's Narayan himself. Because in his hands and his legs, there are special signs of a Mahapurusha. We can check our hands if there are some special signs. So Mahaprabhu had special signs in his hands and his legs. Symptoms of a Mahapurusha. And then Nilambar Chakravarti said, this boy, he will maintain the entire universe. He is going to be literally the king of the entire universe. He should be named Vishwambar. Vishwambar means the maintainer of the entire universe. And he predicted this child, he will spread the holy name around the world. He is come to do a revolution in this world. It was predicted in the beginning. Srila Prabhupada, the founder Achyut of ISKCON, when he was born, one astrologer made his birth chart. You know what the birth chart said? It said that this boy, Srila Prabhupada, he will, at the age of 70, he'll cross the ocean. He'll establish 108 temples. And they said something very interesting. He will write books. And when he writes, this astrologer said, when he writes, ink will not flow from his pen, fire will flow. And that fire will burn the impurities in everyone's heart. And that was Srila Prabhupada's writing. Prabhupada's writing was so powerful, we can see what is happening in the world everywhere is the magic of Srila Prabhupada's writing. Empowered personality. So in this way, Nilambar Chakravarti gives this boy the name Vishwambar. So when Mahaprabhu was growing as a small child, I'll just touch a few pastimes and then we'll go to something about Mayapur also. This is also about Mayapur only. When Mahaprabhu was growing as a small child, baby learning to crawl, Sachi Mata, the mother of Mahaprabhu, suddenly sees in her house different personalities. Demigods have come there to the house. She couldn't exactly see them, but she could feel some presence. All the demigods came to see this child, Nimai, and they are doing arti to Nimai, they're putting him on a throne, and they're all praying to Nimai. Please give us Krishna Prem. All the demigods are begging. You see, during the Samudra Manthan Leela, all the demigods got nectar. Nectar means eternal life, bliss, everything. But this is actually not real nectar. even though they have everything in the heavenly planets, still they understood there is something missing. And what is missing in life is Krishna consciousness. Bhaktivinoda Thakur in his bhajan, he explains, Nama bina kichu nahi ko aar, choda bhuvana maji. Other than the holy names of Krishna, there is nothing else. So all these demigods, they came to Nimai and they were begging him, please give us, we have everything in Swarga, but we don't have love for Krishna. We don't have that Krishna Prem, love of God. Please give us that. So Mahaprabhu, as a small child Nimai, he did kirtan with all of them. Because so many demigods came, he started to do kirtan. And Sachi Mata is seeing all this and she just falls unconscious. So these were like some childhood pastimes of Mahaprabhu. So one time there was a snake that came in the house. And Nimai, because he's Vishnu only, so he sees the snake, he catches the snake and sleeps on that snake. And because Lord Vishnu lies on Ananta Sheshna, he's lying on that snake. And the snake is going away. He's dragging the snake back. Come, sleep. I want to sleep on you. And the parents are in shock. So like this, Mahaprabhu did lot of his childhood pastimes, and slowly he got his education in Sanskrit. He became Nimai Pandit. He became a great scholar in Sanskrit. And his name and fame became so famous that students from all over India would go to Navadip only to learn Sanskrit from Nimai Pandit. So Navadip became literally, after Nimai Pandit, it became the headquarters of education. And everyone would come there. And Nimai Pandit would teach such great Sanskrit. He would defeat anyone and everyone. So one very interesting episode happens. One time, there was one very famous scholar called Keshav Kashmiri, probably a Kashmiri Pandit, Keshav Kashmiri, very great scholar of scriptures. And he would go around defeating different people. See, like these days now, you have cricket, like your cricket, your football, it's like a craze now. Like people are mad for these competitions to happen. Previously in India, that craze was for debates. You would have like two powerful scholars debate and everyone would sit who's going to win. So this Keshav Kashmiri would go around India defeating all scholars. And he had like a Vijay Patra. Anyone who would defeat, they would write their name. We have been defeated by Keshav Kashmiri. So he came to Navadip. When he came to Navadip, all the scholars of Navadip ran away. Because no one wanted to get defeated by him. Nimai Pandit was sitting with the students on the bank of Ganga. And Keshav Kashmiri came there. Mahaprabhu was very respectful to Keshav Kashmiri. So Mahaprabhu, as Nimai Pandit, told him, you're a great scholar. Why don't you compose a poetry on Ganga? In moments, Keshav Kashmiri composed 100 verses in pure Sanskrit, glorifying Ganga. On the spot, extempore composition. On the spot, unplanned. ChatGPT. First class composition. And he did it. He spoke it so fast, so quick. All the students of Nimai Pandit even couldn't understand what he spoke. It was like a wind he spoke it. That was his kind of blessing of Saraswati Mata that he had, the goddess of learning. So after he spoke the whole thing, Nimai Pandit, Mahaprabhu, he said, very wonderful. I've never heard such composition before. But Mahaprabhu said, in that particular verse, in one of the verses, probably the 24th verse, some verse, Mahaprabhu said, on that particular line, you spoke this word, which is a mistake. It shouldn't have been there. Keshav Kashmiri's jaws just dropped. Because he spoke these verses like a wind. First he asked him, how did you ever note that particular word? So Mahaprabhu told him, you are very expert in speaking. I am Shrutidhar. Whatever I hear once, I can remember. So Keshav Kashmiri, he tried to explain, but he couldn't explain. First time in his life, he doesn't have an answer. And all the students of Mahaprabhu started to laugh. Mahaprabhu told Keshav Kashmiri, no problem, you go back and tomorrow we will meet again. So in the night, he's praying to Saraswati Mata because he would worship Saraswati, the goddess of learning. Why is this happened to me? So Saraswati came in his dream and told him, whom you have met is my master. You worship me, but I also worship someone. I worship him. So, you are defeated. So Saraswati Mata told Keshav Kashmiri, you are very fortunate you met Mahaprabhu. Please surrender your life to Mahaprabhu. So Keshav Kashmiri comes and surrenders to Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So we saw demigods coming to Mahaprabhu, Saraswati Mata. So even though Mahaprabhu apparently didn't show, like Krishna Lila, you'll find Krishna Lila in Lord Krishna, Lord Ram doing a lot of powerful things, killing Ravan, building a bridge, this, that, Krishna, sending Sudarshan, lifting over the hill. But Mahaprabhu didn't externally do all these miracles. But if you study Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's life very properly, you will understand very clearly that he is God, but in a covered format. He's covered because he is trying to play the role of a devotee. So Mahaprabhu, for almost 24 years, he stayed in Navadip. When he was around 18 years old, around that period, he had an elder brother, Vishwarup. His elder brother took sannyas and went away. He left his house and went away. So in separation of that elder son, Mahaprabhu's father passed away. Jagannath Mishra passed away. So when a father passes away, the son's duty is to do Shraddha, to do final rites. So Mahaprabhu goes to Gaya. Gaya is also a very holy place in India. The lotus feet of Vishnupad is there. So Mahaprabhu goes on a yatra to Gaya. And he does Pindadan, he does his final rites to his father. And there he meets Ishwara Puri. Ishwara Puri is a great Acharya in our line who becomes Mahaprabhu's Guru. So Mahaprabhu tells Ishwara Puri, now Chaitanya Mahaprabhu till now, he is not shown himself as a devotee. They were devotees. Even before Mahaprabhu started Sankirtan, they were already devotees there. Advaita Acharya, Shrivas Thakur, Gadadhar Pandit, they were all devotees. But Mahaprabhu was not ready to take up. In fact, when the devotees would meet Mahaprabhu would have arguments on Sanskrit, Vyakaran, this, that. Devotees didn't want to waste their time in all this. So, but when he goes to Gaya, he meets Ishwara Puri. And Mahaprabhu, by this time, he already had association of devotees. So, we were discussing this point that how association of devotees is so very important. Mahaprabhu himself gives his credit to become a devotee to the association of devotees. Mahaprabhu tells, just because I had association of devotees and devotees were praying for me. In fact, as Nimai Pandit, whenever the devotees would see Mahaprabhu, Nimai Pandit, they would all pray to Krishna, my dear Lord, let Nimai Pandit become a Vaishnava. Because if he becomes a Vaishnava, the whole world will become. So Mahaprabhu goes and meets Ishwara Puri and he tells Ishwara Puri, please give me Diksha. And Ishwara Puri initiates him, gives him the holy name. After that, Mahaprabhu experiences symptoms of ecstasy, Krishna Prem, and then he comes back to Navadip. In fact, from Gaya, he was experiencing so much separation from Krishna, he wanted to run to Vrindavan. But there was an Akashvani message in the sky which said, Mahaprabhu, you go and please start your Sankirtan movement. Mahaprabhu comes to Navadip. And after he comes to Navadip, he starts the Sankirtan movement. So the Nimai Pandit who went to Gaya and who came back from Gaya were different personalities. Their moods completely changed. Speaking of yatras, ideally, when you go to a yatra, when you come back from a yatra, there has to be some change. After visiting a holy place and coming, you have to take certain vows to advance in spiritual life. So when Mahaprabhu came back, he was no longer that Nimai Pandit, that Sanskrit scholar. After that, Mahaprabhu, after his Diksha, anything he would speak only about Krishna. The students would come to his school and they would ask Mahaprabhu, Nimai Pandit, my dear sir, what is the meaning of this word? He would say Krishna. Any question they would ask, he would say Krishna. And then Mahaprabhu explained to them that this is the essence. Vedeshcha sarver ahameva vedyo vedanta krit veda videva chaham. Krishna is the essence of everything. If you forget all other words in this world, your mind becomes blank, and you remember only Hare Krishna, there is nothing lost. So Mahaprabhu says, this is the essence. I can't cheat all of y'all. Please become devotees. And many of his students took up the Krishna consciousness. From that point on, Mahaprabhu formally inaugurated the Sankirtan movement. 18 years till 24 years, Mahaprabhu spread the Sankirtan movement in Navadip. Every day and night, especially in the nights, they would have Kirtan and Shrivas Angan. There are many pastimes that happened in Navadip. And at the age of 24, Mahaprabhu is already married to a very beautiful girl, Vishnu Priya, who's non different than Lakshmi, Srimati Radharani. But Mahaprabhu decides to take sannyas. He decides, I want to become a sannyasi. Generally, if anyone gets thoughts of renunciation, why do you get it? When materially you're very frustrated, that's the time you get it. घर में झगड़ा हो रहा है या बॉस के साथ झगड़ा हो रहा है. When you're thoroughly frustrated, you feel that hell with all this, let me take sannyas. Mahaprabhu's sannyas was not with that frustration. He had a perfect loving wife, caring mother. He had associates who loved him. In Navadip, he was very famous. He had a lot of wealth. Everything was there. Still, it's not that he was old also. 24 years, peak of youth. Mahaprabhu decided to take sannyas. Why? Because there were some people who were still not embracing the path of bhakti. So when you're a grahastha, especially 500 years ago, grahastha would get a certain sense of respect. But a sannyasi would get a greater sense of respect. So Mahaprabhu was thinking, I have touched a range of people, but there's a huge range of people I'm not able to touch. Our preaching has expanded in Navadip, but if I don't take sannyas, this movement will not go beyond Navadip. If Mahaprabhu didn't take sannyas, if he was in Navadip only, we wouldn't be having centers of ISKCON around the world. Because Mahaprabhu took sannyas, he left this Navadip devotees, and Mahaprabhu shifted to Jagannath Puri, moved in South India, empowered the 6 Goswamis. Therefore, we have centers around the world. Now what you can experience this Krishna conscious movement, this explosion, Hare Krishna explosion all over, it is because of that one move that Mahaprabhu did. And it was very painful for the devotees. Can you imagine his mother and his wife, what they had to go through? When Mahaprabhu took sannyas at the age of 24, what was the age of his wife? She was 16 years old, 14 or 16 years old. After you take sannyas, the husband can never meet the wife again. The rest of her life, Vishnu Priya never met Mahaprabhu. And she lived 96 years. 80 years in separation of Mahaprabhu. She suffered. But she was happy that Mahaprabhu was able to do positive service. So Mahaprabhu did give a lot of pain to the Navadip Vasis, to the residents there. But Mahaprabhu took that step because he had great compassion in his heart. So this is the mood of Mahaprabhu. Parama Karuna Ahudui Jana Nitai Gaura Chandra Sabhavatar Sada Shiromani Kevala Ananda Kanda. For ISKCON devotees, time is a problem. It takes 1 hour for us to kind of gather momentum. It's already 9:05. Okay. So Mahaprabhu is the most merciful avatars. If you study all the avatars, you will come to a conclusion that there is no avatar who is more merciful than this. Krishna gave mercy to people who surrendered to him. Krishna says, Sarva dharman parityajya mam ekam sharanam vraja. Krishna says, surrender to me, I will take care of you. But there are so many people who will not surrender to Krishna. So Krishna comes as Mahaprabhu to go and help people who don't surrender to him. Mahaprabhu would go and give mercy to such people, the most fallen people, Jagai, Madai, and all these people, Mahaprabhu gave mercy to. So the most merciful avatar is Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So there are 3 dhams for all of us, as I told you. Vrindavan, Mayapur, Jagannath Puri. Vrindavan is called Madhurya Dham. Mayapur is called Audharya Dham. Vrindavan is like there's a lot of Madhurya Ras, the pastimes of Srimati Radharani and Krishna, the Madhurya Ras is there. But in Mayapur, it is Audharya Dham, very magnanimous. The speciality, Vrindavan and Mayapur are non-different, both are same. But Mayapur is more special, you know why? In Vrindavan, you do little bhakti, you will get 1,000 times benefit. But if you do one offense also, that also gets magnified 1,000 times. But Mayapur's speciality is, you do bhakti 1,000 times benefit. If you do offense, Mahaprabhu will forgive. Therefore, Prabhupada would say, before we chant Hare Krishna Mahamantra, before we start the mala, we chant Panchatattva mantra. Why we chant? Because before we start also, we know we are going to do offense. I mean, it's an understood fact. We are going to do it. So before we start only, we tell Mahaprabhu, now I'm starting, but definitely there'll be offense, please forgive me. And Mahaprabhu forgives. So Mayapur Dham is very, very important. Prabhupada made the world headquarters of ISKCON, not in Vrindavan, but in Mayapur. Mayapur is the birthplace of the Sankirtan, not only Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, of the Sankirtan movement. So we have the biggest temple coming in Mayapur, the biggest temple. When Prabhupada in the 1970s, when he got that land, it was all fields. Fields. I remember 25 years ago when I went to Mayapur, there were like no buildings anywhere. Fields everywhere. Now there are buildings everywhere. Almost like probably following little Dubai's footsteps, whatever. You see so many real estate come up there. And in those days, 1970s, Prabhupada said, we'll have a temple here. Devotees from all over the world, people from all over the world will come to this temple. And Jayapataka Maharaj and Bhavananda, they were thinking, what temple? This is a land where you can't even access by road. Who's going to come here and what temple, where money is going to come? Now you see that temple already come up. If you go to Mayapur, how many of you have been to Mayapur before? Oh, great. Not been. Yeah. First, yeah. In Mayapur, you have one small hut at the beginning, at one corner. It's a bhajan kutir. Thatched hut, still there. Made of straw. That is the beginning of ISKCON Mayapur. Headquarters. And that with the thatched hut, Prabhupada would tell the devotees around the world, please come and visit our international headquarters. And devotees are thinking, what is this? One hut and you're saying international headquarters? The devotees couldn't understand what Prabhupada is saying. But Prabhupada was not thinking from a material point of view. Prabhupada knew this is a divine place. This is the birthplace of Mahaprabhu, the Sankirtan movement. Prabhupada started ISKCON from there. And now right next to the hut, you have TOP temple. $1,000 crore project come up. Just in 50 years, this whole transformation. This is the journey. And this entire journey of Sankirtan started from Mayapur Dham. A very, very important place. Mayapur is non-different than Sri Vrindavan Dham. Probably I'll just end with the story of the creation of Mayapur, how Mayapur was created, and then we can take up question answers. I mean, there is n number of things we can keep speaking, but I think we will save rest for just like now, you have like in serials, they end on a certain note and leave. What is that called?
Cliffhanger.
Cliffhanger. So that you come join to be continued. So one time Lord Krishna in Vrindavan, he was doing Leela with a gopi called Viraja. Krishna would do pastimes with Radharani also, but he had many other gopis also. So Krishna one time was doing a pastime with Viraja, and Radharani was doing Shringar to come and meet Krishna. So Radharani came to know that Krishna has already started some Ras Leela with someone else. So Radharani came running to catch Krishna red-handed. Because you catch red-handed, you can punish more. So as soon as Radharani came there, Krishna disappeared. And Viraja became a river. So Radharani was thinking what to do now. So she said, now I'll create such a place, Krishna will never leave me and go. So Radharani with her Sakis created Navdeep Dham. So the scriptures explain Krishna created everything in this world. There's only one place Krishna didn't create. That is Navdeep. Navdeep is created by Srimati Radharani. So literally she handcrafted Navdeep with beautiful rivers, Ganga, Yamuna, Saraswati, beautiful rivers, 16 rivers there, beautiful forests, 9 islands. Radharani created it so that she could attract the mind of Krishna. And Radharani started to play flute. You have seen Krishna playing flute, but Radharani also plays flute. And she started to play the flute, and Krishna became attracted to that place. And when Krishna came there, Krishna was so attracted by Navdeep, and because every part of Navdeep was filled with the love of Srimati Radharani, Lord Krishna told Srimati Radharani, just like you are dear to me, this place will also be very, very dear to me. I will never leave this place and go. And Lord Krishna said, all holy places will come and take shelter of Navdeep. In fact, there's a verse which says, in Kali Yuga, Navdeep is the most important and the most holy place. In Kali Yuga, that becomes very, very powerful. Krishna was there in Dwapar Yuga. Vrindavan is also important. But Mayapur Navdeep is more important because Mahaprabhu appeared as the Yuga avatar of Kali Yuga. So Lord Krishna says, I will never leave Mayapur Dham and go. And this Mayapur is non-different than Vrindavan. Even though the moods may be a little different, but it is actually non-different. So it's a very, very divine holy place with 9 islands and many, many pastimes of Mahaprabhu and his associates there. And the most important place is the ISKCON temple, the darshan of Radha Madhav, Panchatattva, Narsingadev, and all these things. So it's a place where we can actually feel very, very recharged. Prabhupada said Mayapur is a place for all devotees to come and relax and feel homely. So we all need a home, na? Right? Like you might travel the world, but you always want to go back to your home. Home is always sweet. Right? So for all of us, our home is, we all may be staying in Dubai, but at heart we all should definitely feel that our home is Vrindavan, our home is Mayapur. So going back to Mayapur, anytime you go, the feeling is the journey home. You're making the journey back. Okay? Thank you all very much. Hare Krishna. Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Mayapur Dham ki jai, Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu ki jai. We should be very grateful to Srila Prabhupada that, because of him we have been given access to the entire spiritual world. Mayapur and Vrindavan is a spiritual world literally. So we have been given this whole access because of Srila Prabhupada's kind mercy. Thank you all. I'm sorry for going 15 minutes late. Very sorry.
Any question? Ask something.
Yeah.
You said Vrindavan is Madhurya Bhav, then Mayapur is
Audharya Bhav, yeah.
Jagannath Puri.
Jagannath Puri is Aishwarya Bhav. Opulence. Hearing attentively. Question means hearing attentively. So, very happy to meet all of you all. Probably one-to-one we can discuss. So, hope to see you all on Saturday also at Imamni Mataji's place.
This is your first time in Dubai?
First time, yeah. Yeah, definitely. Gold soup was very impressive. Everywhere gold. Lot of opulence here.
Are you going for the Sunday class also? And,
I have some other class that same day in Dubai, but towards the end, I think we may catch up.
You could join us on Sunday in Bardhabai. We're doing a class on learnings from Hanumanji.
That also will be good. So on Himangi Mataji's place, we will discuss, because it's an Ekadashi, the entire talk will be centered around holy name and its importance, because we have been discussing Hare Nama, Hare Nama, Hare Nama Eva Kevalam. So Saturday's class is exactly on this theme, Hare Nama, right? It's going to be a very important class and a very life-changing class. And then Sunday morning at Dubai, we'll be discussing on life lessons from Hanumanji. beautiful life lessons, because Hanumanji is the hero for all of us. Exploring the life of Hanumanji, learning lessons and values from his life. Okay, thank you all. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Jai.